Okay, so good afternoon. Yes, this is the very first time that we are meeting. So in that case, today first I will give a brief introduction about myself, right? Since this is the very first time that you all are meeting with me. So in that case, I will provide a kind of a brief introduction about myself. I'm not going to individually ask your name and whether you all are working or not. Probably most of you all are working now. So the thing is with the not kind of practical thing. I don't think that I can keep all the names in my mind. But when it comes to the upcoming sessions, when we are having discussions, when you're seeking clarifications, and when you're discussing with me, definitely, I will keep your names in my mind. For the time being, I just keep the part of taking the introduction about yourselves, right? So my name is Ishara Ranasingha, and I'm a graduate of Faculty of Management Studies and Commerce of University of Sri Jayawardhanapura, and I have completed my Masters from University of Colombo, and currently I'm reading for my MPhil, and again it's from my University of Sri Jayawardhanapura. Other thing is, but before joining with the full-time academic. Right? Could you quickly tell me, will you? Okay. Now give that attention. So yes, before joining this full-time academics, I worked for the corporate sector nearly for and I give attention to it. Right? Okay. So I worked for the corporate sector nearly for 6 years. Right? Then only I took the decision to join with the full-time academic, field of academic. So I have mentioned that particular point with it when I'm talking about the theories and the theoretical framework and when we are having the discussions, I will give my maximum effort to include my experiences with the lessons. Right? So yes, the module is skills in leadership and innovation. Right? Skills in leadership and innovation. So this is a 2 credit subject. Here you can see it's 2 credit. In that case, we don't need to go for 15 weeks. Chapters wise also there are only 6 chapters to be covered. Right? I will come to that particular point later on. There are only 6 chapters to be covered. In that case, we don't need to go for 15 weeks. Right? My plan is to take maximum 10 to 11 weeks and finish the syllabus and even your assignments, presentations. And for your information, this subject won't be continue for 15 weeks, right? Maximum 10 or 11 weeks. That is for your information, right? Since this is 2 credit subject with it, right? Other thing, yes, I will show you the session plan next. Here, these are the areas that we are going to discuss within this module. Right? This is little bit different, but you all have an idea regarding the leadership. You all have learned leadership in management. Okay, so in different modules, you all learn leadership. But here, the areas that we are going to discuss is little bit different. Right? So you all can see the first topic is. This is the area that we are going to discuss today. It's about becoming assertive or forceful. I will explain. I know, most of you all, if you consider this time, you all don't know about this assertive. I will explain what is assertive. Everything I will explain. Then working without supervision, okay, or being proactive, not reactive, proactive. then performing under challenges, leading or handling strategic change. Then after this particular point, right, chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, chapter 4. Okay, it's about skills in leadership. Then if we consider chapter 5 and chapter 6, it's about innovation. Right? So here, just forget this chapter 5 and 6. If we consider the first 4 chapters with there, all these 4 chapters are related to skills required for a leader. When we are in the process of leadership, okay, those are some skills required for a leader. Right? That's why it's skills in leadership, right? And innovation. So definitely the last 2 chapters are directly focusing innovation part. So yeah, it's about a kind of idea that I wanted to share with you all regarding the module. First 4 chapters, it's about skills in leadership, and the last 2 chapters, it's about innovation, right? Simply here, what we are going to discuss is when it comes to the skills in leadership, totally it's about the skills required for a leader. Specifically, we are focusing some skills. Being assertive also one skill. Being proactive also one skill required for a leader. In that way, we are discussing different skills required for a leader or for the leadership. Right? Then, so you all can actually go through the course outline. So you all can go through these areas with it. The thing is, once I complete the chapter, just go through and see whether I have touched these areas or not yet. When we are discussing the things, just check whether you all have the knowledge in terms of these areas. Yes. Yes. This is the assignment portfolio today. Again, if we consider the assignment portfolio, it's not a kind of a very complex or it's not a very complex portfolio today. There are only few assignments that you have to focus. There's only one individual assignment, right? So I will give all the usually I will give all the guidelines for the assignments, but I will separately upload a document to the LMS mentioning what are the areas that you all have to focus and everything. Still, I have not decided the individual assignments, okay, the area that I'm going to test, right? So, until month then, definitely I will give kind of a 1 month to average 3 weeks time to do an assignment. So, in that case, don't worry, right? Then, this is about this group report. And the group presentation is the final group assignment. You all have to submit a report, plus you all have to do a group presentation, right? So only those are the 3 main components in the continuous assignment portfolio. One individual assignment, right? So probably I will set the deadline. I will upload the guideline document by after 3 weeks time. Okay, so then I will give you 3 to 4 weeks, and you all can submit it by 7th or the 8th week. Right? Once I submit the document, the guideline to the LMS. So in the lecture, I will explain what you all have to do, and I will again in detail discuss the individual assignment. Right? Then there's only another one component in the assignment portfolio. It's about group assignment, group report, and the group presentation. Again, I will upload all the related, the instructions to the LMS, and in the lecture also I will explain what you will have to do. So now you all have a clear idea with it. When it comes to the assignment portfolio also, it's kind of how could I say, it's not complex. The more suitable term is it's not complex. So yes, it's about the assignment portfolio also. So before moving on to today's chapter, if you need to clarify anything regarding the module, anything regarding the assignment portfolio, you all can ask from me. Then we can directly move on to the today's chapter. Anything? You need to clarify anything else? I don't think that because this is the first time, you all also do not have an idea. So meantime, when we are discussing the thing, please put a like. This is kind of a thing that I want to share with you all, right? When I'm discussing the things, I'm expecting the interaction with it. Please like, share your thoughts, ideas, and when I'm asking some questions, just forget whether like you all may think it's not the correct answer, it can be a wrong answer. Like if you have a thought, if you have idea, just share with me. So then we can open a kind of a discussion forum here. Then from that, all of you all can learn. Right, Elisa? Please keep the introduction. So anytime you all can ask any question, right? So if you feel any single point, okay, don't wait till the last moment. If you feel any single point is not clear to you, just ask from me, right? So then definitely I will clarify it, right? Yes, it's kind of a background before approaching the first chapter. So yes. Can I move on to the first chapter today? From your end, if there's nothing to ask or if there's from your end, clarify anything, then we can move on to the chapter. Right, okay, we'll move on to the chapter. Okay, this is for you three. You were not there, but I have given them introductions to the module. Okay, just take the ideas from them, right? So I'm not going to repeat it again today. You all can ask anything later on if you need to clarify anything, right? So I didn't start the chapter. I just gave a kind of introduction to the module. Yes. The first chapter is in this module. The first chapter is being assertive / there's a term for forceful. Right? So then sometimes it is kind of a new term to you all. Sometimes you all have an idea about this assertive, being assertive, or assertive person, assertive people, right? Assertive personalities. So you all may have an idea, don't know, we'll see, right? But I thought to discuss first what is leadership and what is who is a leader, and then we will move on to discuss this being assertive, the first chapter, right? So according to your knowledge, Kute, right? Who is a leader? Because the thing is, I will tell you all the link why I'm asking these questions, and so if I'm asking question when I'm explaining something, so there's a rationality or logic behind that question. That's why I'm asking these things and explaining these things. Then I will show you all the link. Tell me about who is a leader? That have different experience in your work setting, right? The places that you all are working, you all have leaders, right? Senior managers. Sometimes there can be managers also. Don't know, right? When it comes to families also, yes, there can be some leaders. In the common society also, we can find leaders, political leaders, then the corporate sector leaders, right? So who is a leader? So this is not the first time that we are learning about leadership and the leaders. So if I'm asking what is assertive from you, and then I know that I don't receive kind of answers from you because it's new to you. But leaders and the leadership is not something new to you all. You all know this. It's a leader. I'll have to talk with it. So maintain the interaction and like just don't relax the team, like check it. I don't like that. So be relaxed, but you'll have to maintain discipline. So even you can talk with your friends also. It's not really nice to me. So just keep the attention and the concentration. Maintain the discipline, but be relaxed. Y'all can have different explanations. Definition, that's okay, but there's no any right. Universally accepted definition for leadership for the leader. There are different definitions, explanations. Not as nice to ask the questions from the very first rule thing. But the other thing is in that case, I need to come in here. So do you all have any idea about leaders? Leaders. So if someone asks you, who is the leader? We are going to define. Okay. It will be good. So there are some interesting terms that I can take from the definition or the explanation that you have provided here. Yes, sir. Sure. Yes. A person. Very good. Yes, very good. So that's another interesting term, directing. Just to like simply, we can tell leader is a person who is directing. Okay. Here I will use the term followers because when it comes to the word settings only we can use the subordinates. So generally when we are discussing about the leaders, I will use the term followers, right? Leader is a person who is providing direction to his or her followers plus influencing his or her followers. That is their critical thing, right? So you all have different like examples in your mind when it comes to the leaders, corporate sector leaders, right? Can you tell me some examples of corporate sector leaders? Any example? Corporate sector leaders, not the political sector leaders. Corporate sector leaders. What is the first thing that comes into your mind regarding leaders? Yes, that's okay. Then we use. I'm asking the specific name. Yes, general managers also, yes, leaders. Kind of a specific answer. What are the names like come to your mind when we are discussing about leaders project? Corporate sector, yes, very good. You always come up with different names. When you are analyzing, okay, so if we consider the international leaders like even Hitler, then Hitler also leader, right? So then Abraham Lincoln, Nelson Mandela, right? Martin Luther King, right? So there are certain leaders. When you are analyzing their personality, so the characteristics of those leaders, so definitely you all will find these two characteristics. They directed. If we take the leaders, okay, they are directing, right? Providing the direction to their subordinates or the followers. Plus, they have the influential power with it. That's why their subordinates are believing the leaders. Two things, providing direction and they have kind of an influential power. Right? So then, I'm not going to ask what is leadership. So we can tell leadership is the process of providing But next session in nine ko de. Then battery galawan mo tayo phone kariya. Right, okay. Right, here you can see, if we consider leader, okay, here no need to write down any note with it. There, this is for your information. So I will tell, like usually when it comes to my lectures with it, I will, like I'm telling, this area would be like tested in the examination. In that case, write down the notes on this area. Specifically, I mentioned when it comes to my other subjects, also I'm telling, right? It's up to you all. Like I'm giving some notes also with it. It's up to you all. If you are willing to write down the notes, you all can write down. If not, that is also okay, right? There are some students who have the capacity. If you all can keep the things in your mind, that is also okay, right? But usually, when it comes to certain areas, I'm giving some notes, right? So here, you can see leader is an individual who guides, providing the direction, inspires, and influences. This is a very interesting term. Others towards shared vision, as you all have correctly mentioned, to achieve a common goal. It's not a personal goal. Shared goal, common goal. Right? And it's explaining leadership is the process of influencing and guiding, yes, followers to achieve an objective or goal. Simply, leadership is a process. Right? Okay. Now, if I ask from you today, right? So, what are the first tell me, is this leadership is a skill or not? My question is, tell me, is this leadership, right? Is a skill or what? Because I cannot use the term not, right? Tell me, is this leadership is a skill? Or if it is not, if you are telling yes, then we can accept it as a skill. If not, tell me what is leadership. Question. Again, is leadership skill or a skill or not? I will use the term anyhow, not. Others? Okay. You think today. Last was today. Here. One. Just one skill. Yes, today. Is it like just one skill today? Yes. I acknowledge your answers today. Most of your like I can say like you also correctly mentioned today. It's not just one skill. Totally correct. Collection of skills today. Leadership is not just one skill. And leadership is not just a one skill. Leadership is a collection of skills. Right? Then you know what is my next question. What are the leadership skills? Again, why I'm asking these questions today, you all have the background, you all have learned these areas, right? So you all learn different leadership theories, trait theory, then the behavioral theories related to leadership, then the contingency theory. According to the trait theory, we are like discussing about different personal characteristics. Then it comes to the what you call the contingency theory. We are discussing based on the situations or the followers' development levels, how leaders are approaching the leadership. Then we have this, like you all learned about this, what you call the behavioral approach or the behavioral theories. There are some leaders, but they are task oriented. Always they are like pushing, like they are focusing the targets. Same time, there are some leaders, they are like people oriented. They give more attention to the requirements of their subordinates, people, right? So in that way, you all learn different theories also related to leadership. Then when you are like discuss the leadership theories and the lessons related to leadership, definitely you all have gone through the leadership skills reported. Right? Can you tell me, in order to give the answer for this, no need to even like have a theoretical understanding. You all can like generally think and tell me what are the skills that we are expecting from leaders? Communication. Very good. One main skill that we are seeking or that we are expecting from leaders is communication. Yes. Leaders need to clearly communicate things, but they need to deliver this to the point. Otherwise, there can be miscommunication. Yes, okay. Very good. They should have like good decision-making skills. Right? So they need to analyze, and from the alternatives, decision-making is the process of selecting one alternative out of the different alternatives. In order to select the correct alternative for that, they have to have like good decision-making skills. What else? Positivism. Very good. Yes. Positivism or the optimistic, pessimistic. Yes, very good. Yes. Another good thing for them, because when there's a change requirement, leaders have to direct those changes. They have to manage changes. In that particular point, is flexibility. Kind of a skill again, right? Being adapted to the different situations. That is also another skill that we are looking from, or like we are expecting from leaders. Very good. So in that way, in this slide, I have like included these things for the examination. You don't need to go through these things, right? Communication, inspire confidence. Okay, they have to show their confidence. Then change management and innovation. So in that way, I have highlighted, I have listed some leadership skills here. Right? From these things, you all can see I have highlighted some points. Like communication, then inspire confidence, and emotional intelligence and self-awareness. That's the reason why I have highlighted, because today's topic is about becoming assertive person, right? So now you all have mentioned with the different points, right? Like communication skills, then positivism, right? Even in the slide also we can find different examples like inspire confidence. We need to show our confidence, right? Then we need to have emotional intelligence. Very interesting area, very important area. So we'll discuss it also. Emotional intelligence and the self-awareness, another skill we come to leaders, right? So then, now I will come to the today's topic. It's about assertive, like becoming an assertive person, right? Being assertive is one main required skill for a leader today, right? Let me show you. Here, I have included some more leadership skills also. Skills you require to become a leader according to Warren Finnis. So here again, definitely we need to have a vision. Then leaders need to be accountable. When they are when they have done something, right? They have to take the responsibility and they have to report. Then leaders are passionate, right? They have to have passionate. Then in that way, these things again easy to understand. And here also I have highlighted some few points. Leaders are communication savvy and they act strategically and they value people. They value people. Here I have highlighted certain points in this slide. I have highlighted 3 points. The previous slide also I have highlighted, I think, 4 points. The thing is, within those skills are important to become an assertive person. That's why. Now you can understand the link today. Why I have highlighted those points out of those leadership skills, those specific skills are really, really important to consider if they want to become an assertive person. Right? Now, we will come to the today's topic. It's about assertiveness, becoming an assertive person. Keep this. Right. Do you have any idea about assertive? Becoming an assertive person, assertive personalities. There are certain terms you can assertive, passive, aggressive. Passive, aggressive, different behavioral aspect. Behavior. Any idea about assertive? Here, we are going to learn this area because being assertive is a skill or a one-way requirement required for a leader to become a strong leader, right? So that's why we are going to separately discuss becoming an assertive person. This is very important for a leader, right? So when you are some of you are now also working as managers, and in the future when you are working as managers, so the being assertive is really important. Not only is the work settings, when it comes to the society also, it's really important. Right? So here, simply put it, being assertive in the sense, if the person is an assertive person, those people are expressing or presenting or delivering their ideas, their thoughts very confidently. Right? With respecting to others' point of view, plus they are protecting the rights of others also. Let me write down the explanation. Then we can have a list pattern on this. It's outside and here that's okay. Okay, there's no importance. So here I have written the assertive person as or like this, right? An assertive person is a person who is expressing, presenting, or delivering, right? His or her ideas, their thoughts, opinions, even arguments, right? Confidently, the thing is, confidently he or she is expressing, right? Plus, the important thing is with respecting to others' point of views, plus protecting rights of others, right? That is the important thing with it. So they are very confidently expressing their opinion, their stance, or like their idea, even arguments. But the thing is, they are not going to violate any right of others, so they are respecting always others' point of views. They actively listen to others' ideas, right? So here, so now you can see with in order to become this kind of a person, right? In order to become this kind of a person, definitely these things are important, right? Communication, then the inspire confidence, then emotional intelligence. I will come to this point later, right? Then the self-awareness. These things are really important to become an assertive person, right? Online students, you do not need to worry about the definition that I have written in the boards because the same explanation you all can find in the slide also. Right? Here you can see it. Person who is confidently and clearly. So I have missed that particular point in the definition. Confidently plus clearly. That is important. They are like expressing the things to the point. Right? Very clear. Express their thoughts, feelings, needs, and rights while respecting the viewpoints and rights of others. Right, it's clear. So now, the thing is, then we need to think that, okay, so we know this is the assertive person, and in order to become an assertive person, then what kind of things that we need to develop? Right? What kind of skills, or what kind of aspects, or what kind of factors that we need to consider? Right? Then here I have mentioned one point for clear communication. Let's go there, like simply something like this. You have an idea that when we take this, you know the different personalities. There are like some people introvert. There are like some people extrovert. Right? You know that, like when we analyze the personalities, right, we can find introverts and extroverts. Introverts in the sense, those people should keep the things inside and they are not expressing their feelings to the outside. And character. Extrovert people are not like that. They are showing their feelings, emotions to the outside, to the outsiders. So, and even like they share their thoughts, ideas with others, but introverts are not like that. So they keep their feelings, ideas with them. Introverts. So just analyze your personality with it. Just think whether you are like extrovert or introvert. Just take 1 minute and analyze your personality. This is also important with it. Because when it comes to introverts, becoming an assertive person is little bit difficult. That's why I'm telling this. Okay, when I'm saying something, always there's a link. Right? Take 1 minute and think whether you are an assertive, introvert or extrovert person. Introvert or extrovert? Introvert is that like usually all are keeping the things inside and like not sharing the emotions and the feelings with others with the one characteristic. They have it's really hard to like become an assertive with it. Like your personality and you understand your personality, right? I will explain. So now you have mentioned, right? Now listen to this. Some of you have mentioned extrovert and some of you have mentioned introvert with it. Here, so now you can think with it like if you want to express something confidently, right? So there are certain things with it. We have to directly mention, no, I can't. Right? There are certain situations when you are performing as leaders, even as like general, like individuals with it. There are certain situations we have to directly mention, no, I can't. But the thing is, if the person is not an assertive or if the person is more towards introvert for that, so they don't tell no, right? Here what I want to highlight is if the personality is an introvert, then they feel comparatively put it, they feel a little bit hard to become an assertive. Difficulty. I am telling like that, okay? So because they are not, if we consider introverts, they are not directly showing their emotions, right? Showing emotions in the sense that is good because emotional intelligence. The thing is here that I want to highlight is they are not directly show their ideas, like they are not directly presenting their ideas, thoughts, right? Then the feeling, then need and rights. Part of introverts ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඒගොල්ලෝ හිත ඇතුලේ තියෙන ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ දෙයක් ඒගොල්ලන්ට කරගන්න ඕනේ වුණොත් ඒගොල්ලෝ ගොඩක් වෙලාවට ඒකයාගේ හිත ඇතුලේම තියාගෙන ඉන්න නිසා ඒක එළියට ගන්න හරි අඩුයි. Right? So in that case, if the personality is an introvert, okay, so they feel a little bit hard to become an assertive. But if the person is extrovert compared to introvert, they feel a little bit okay to become an assertive, right? Okay. So then, here, I have mentioned some points with clear communication, then the self-respect, then respect for others, confidence, right? Confidence, and within that, as I have mentioned, stay focused objectively. Here, there's something with it, objectively and subjectively. When there's something with it, always, in order to become an assertive, when we analyze the things with it, yes, now you have to give the attention, please. So when we're analyzing the things with it, if the person is an assertive person, right, they have to analyze those things objectively. Here, objectively, we can like understand it two sides with it. One is when there's something to be analyzed, when there's something to like, when there's a requirement of making a decision, we need to analyze things in kind of an objective manner, not a subjective manner. Okay, when we are taking a decision, right, the result of the decision should not be varied based on the person. Subjective and bad, right? It should be objective. If we are telling something, it should be same for everyone, right? Should not be subjective, objective. We are not biased, right? When we are making a decision, we are like making that particular decision very confidently, and we express our thoughts in very confident manner. Like we are like expressing the thoughts and the arguments with it. So we should not be biased, right? We should not be subjective, right? Objective can make a plus. There should be a like target also. Objectivity or like object. There should be a target or the objective. And ability to say no. That is also really important. In order to become an assertive person, definitely, if the situation is required to say like no, We have to tell no to them. When you are working on something, you all have this experience. There are some certain advices that you all have received. Okay, you all are doing unwillingly, right? You all have received some advices and some orders. I don't like to use the term orders. You all have to do some things with it, different tasks unwillingly. You know, doing like there's no any point of doing that particular thing, but still, due to the advice that you all have received, you all have to do that. You all are doing that. Not have to, you all are doing that. Right? But if you are an sensitive person, when you are receiving that particular instruction, you should be able to tell, no, I can't do. What is the point of doing this thing? You all have to have that confidence. Right? Say, ability to say no. It's not about negativism. Right? But then why you need to reduce the temperature of the AC? Is that okay? Now, if you want to like reduce, like increase the temperature, we'll do that. Is that okay? Do her. Right, okay. Please attention. So, then there's another thing called, I will give the break around 4:20, right? So, the next point is it's about use of I statements. Read this statement. I have included the example. If you want to become an assertive person with it, always when you are explaining the things, when you are resolving problems, when you are expressing something, use I statements. Instead of sometimes you may give some comments using the term you. If I want to give a kind of a hint, or if I want to tell something to you, if I use the term you, like you have done that particular thing in incorrect way, and you have created lots of consequences, I'm directly blaming you, right? In an aggressive manner. But instead of that, I can use, so if I was that particular situation, so I'm behaving in this way, I'm telling the way that I'm behaving instead of the way that you have behaved. Really, I'm not using the term you. I will apply it to me, and I use the statement with I. Here I have included an example. Read the sentence. In a conflict situation, it says, instead of avoiding confrontation or being aggressive, an assertive person may say, I statement, right? I feel really uncomfortable with how our last discussions went, and I would like to talk about it to ensure we are on the same idea. We are not directly showing our, what do you call them? In this particular point, we are not aggressive, very calm and quiet. So by using the term I, but still I'm expressing my idea, my thought. Right? So we are not directly targeting any person. Right? There's no we are not personally targeting any person. Right? We just express our own thought by using I statements. Right? If we use the term you, right? So definitely the other party will get hurt. Okay, the same meaning, the same thing that we are dealing with. But other party will perceive it in a negative way. Right? Okay. So then, definitely, if you need to become an assertive person, right? To become this kind of a person, definitely you need to practice active listening to them. Definitely, it's really, really important thing. So, you all will work as leaders, right? Then at that particular point for them, definitely you all need to improve this being assertive or becoming an assertive person. That particular point for them, you all need to improve the active listening. Right? Sometimes you all are when another person is telling something, what you all are doing is you just show that particular person as that you are listening, but you are not listening, you are doing your own work. right? Please avoid that today. So always you need to respect others' thoughts also. You need to listen and you need to capture the things from their discussions, right? That is important. If someone is coming to your end and if he or she is telling something, actively listen to them. Right? That is really important. Then only you have an idea about his or her perception. Then only you can like develop an argument which is really strong for it. And you need like he or she is come in and tell something like he or she this thing under your supervision, there are like 5 subordinates, right? And out of that 5 subordinates, one subordinate comes to your end and he is telling that it's really hard to work with other 4 individuals here, like he telling with you. Then මෙතනට වයින්නේ ගොඩක් වැඩ මන්තෙන් කියලා you are at the month and now just you are like just he is like telling you are just continue your work and like at the end of the now anyhow you need to resolve this conflict, right? Otherwise you cannot expect the performances from that particular team, right? So then what will happen is now you have not actively listened to that particular person and you don't know the background, right? His perception and his attitudes and his ideas. You just take a decision to resolve that conflict, but that particular decision won't give the maximum result, right? Other thing is that when you are like telling the team, I'm taking this decision, like it's an argument or it's a kind of a decision, that particular decision should be based on the facts and evidences. But if you have not actively listened to that particular person, you cannot develop a strong argument. All these things you all have to like practice if you want to become an assertive person. Then other thing is the last part also really important. Seeking compromise. For that we can tell other 2 terms like negotiation skills or the influential skills with it. We need to develop that. If you need to like become an assertive person, you all need to think, okay, how I can influence my subordinates, right? How I can compromise when you need to make a decision, if you need to request them to work for late hours, okay, extended hours, then put it, he can't go for it, he can't like there are like kind of workload to be settled. So in that particular point, you need to request. Then to request that and take the like what do you call the acceptance from the subordinates, but you all need to be influential, negotiable. They are like doing the things willingly. Then only you can expect the expected productivity from them, right? Okay, so with this, I will give you all the break, right? This is about who is an assertive person. Then next we are discussing about the benefits of becoming an assertive person. So we'll discuss more. Now you all can take the break. It's 4:15. You all can take maximum 20 minutes break, and after all we will continue the discussion. Shall I show you on my LMS page? Like I have uploaded all the documents to LMS, even the course outline. But can anyone confirm? Is there anyone who can view the documents in the LMS page? I have uploaded this. You can put it. Is it like negotiation skills? No. Yes. That is my, let me like upload it. I thought that you all cannot see the slides, but this is kind of my mistake. I have uploaded the wrong slides. Let me upload it. Document that I have uploaded, and now I am uploading the correct document, the Srilanka document that I have uploaded. I have labeled it as also chapter 1 becoming assertive, but the content is something different. Yes, thank you for informing. So I'm deleting it. So don't with that, now I'm taking the count. There can be only the signatures, which is equal to the count that now I'm taking, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, and 48, right? So there can be only 48 signatures. Sometimes I can maybe try, then I will update my count. For the time being, it's 48. So I will add, right? So there cannot be any signatures other than now, shall we have a small short note regarding the things that we have discussed so far? Write down the chapter number is chapter 1 and becoming as a team. Write down chapter 1, becoming assertive. So then have a subtopic, assertive person. Assertive person. So we can find it 5 things, right? Next example. So write down assertive person is an assertive person is assertive person who is an assertive person who is confidently clearly expresses their ideas feelings, requirements, 50. Good, I know 50. And the person who is confidently and clearly express their idea, then feelings, requirements, opinions, and arguments. Humans, with respecting, others' point of views, yes, and protecting rights of others, and protecting rights of others. In the definition, please underline confidently and clearly. Confidently and clearly expresses. Then with respecting to others' point of views and protecting others' rights. Then write down following other continue with it. So these are the characteristics of an assertive person. This clear communication, self-respect, these are characteristics of an assertive person. Write down following other, otherwise later on you will be confused. What are these things? Following other, characteristics of assertive person. An assertive person, put a semicolon or a colon and continue writing put it here. So hereafter now you all have to familiar with my teaching style with it. So there here if we consider this list, there are average 8 to 9 points. So I'm telling write down any 4 or 5 points. In that particular point, what you have to do is just assume there's a question in the examination from this area and write down with any 4 or 5 points which you feel you all can easily recall. Logic. I will give you all time read the list and write down. I will specifically mention write down 4 or 5. In that particular point, what you all need to do is you all need to write down any 4 or 5 which you feel you all easily recall. That is the logic, right? So from this list also put the first read these points and write down any 5 characteristics which you feel easy to recall in the examination. Just read the list and write down any 5. So if you have use of I statements, then write down use of I statements in the conversation. Any 5 points? So for the examination also, there's a high possibility of testing this area, the characteristics of an assertive person. In that particular case, like the stomach can be the hip prefer for the examination purpose. Oh, what else? Like you can mention, this area can be tested in the examination. For 5 marks aside questions, in that way I will check. In somebody, someone can take up the diagram. Prefer for the exam, use your own words and write to the name. Okay. So now we are moving on to discuss. I'll give the attention for this. So this is sufficient, right? So next we are going to discuss the last row, last 2 rows. So we are discussing about the benefits, right? Okay, like if we can become an assertive person, what are the benefits that we can obtain? Right? If we can become an assertive person, what are the benefits that we can obtain as a leader? Okay, as a leader. What do you think, Pute? Like when you are going through these characteristics, okay, and the definition of an assertive person, what do you think, Pute? What kind of benefit as a person you all can obtain to your personal life? Benefit of being an assertive person. Okay. Don't refer the slides, okay? So directly it's like mentioning the benefits in the slide itself. In that case, don't refer and tell me about it. So if you all can typically think like, okay, if the person is someone who is like this, alright, okay, this person can achieve these benefits, can obtain these benefits. Very good. So then like the people is an assertive person here, he or she can like use like they can influence, right? So due to the influential skills, like they can influence and then they can learn the work from others. Yes. Very good. Yes. Yes. Yes, very good. So we can have good relationships with others because we can like clearly communicate, but we want to communicate, right? So from that, yes, other thing is to say, I will add some point to your point. Very good. The thing is, if the person is an assertive person, right? So they are not showing the expressions or the feelings in an aggressive manner, right? Anyhow, they are like expressing their thoughts and opinions, but it's in a familiar way. Not the familiar way, friendly way. Okay? Very confident manner. So, not like showing their, like they are now aggressive, like not, they are not showing their aggressive moods, right? So, in that particular, what will happen is, then 3, right? Another 3. Right, okay. So, the thing is, then the person is not showing the aggressive mood and all automatically, then he also like expressing his opinion, but other party is really like they also feel they are happy because they are not getting hurt from the leaders today. Okay, that they are not if the person is an assertive person today, so they use the I statement, okay, and like they are thinking about others' point of views, directly reject the runner. They don't reject others' ideas or the opinions directly to them. So they are listening, accepting. In that case, assertive person can maintain good relationships with others. And it's also there. So they can have a kind of a good social network. That is there. Yes, good. Here, in this slide, it's explaining the benefits of assertiveness, being an assertive person, right? Just definitely improve communication. When we are like expressing the things to the point and confidently with the facts and evidences, right? We can improve the communication. Because when we are telling something, we are telling it with facts and figures and the evidences, right? So then improve communication, and we are like delivering the points very confident manner. In order to deliver this confidently, we need to have facts and figures. Always that's a link, right? Improve communication. Then enhance self-esteem. Because like when the person is an assertive person, right? Usually they are keeping good relationship with others. What will happen is others recognize that particular person as a good person, right? So he is like discussing the things to the point. When he is like delivering argument, or the arguments are based on facts and evidences. So then others are like trying to believe that particular person. Plus, okay, the thing is, in other hand, to the other employees or the subordinates try to recognize that particular person as a good person and very strong personality, and kind of like they need kind of a positive perception or a positive aspects regarding the leader or the assertive person. Right? Then better relationships. Now it's understandable, reduce stress and anxiety, because we are telling the things that we need to express it. Okay, we are not going to hide this. Right? So we are like openly, confidently expressing what we want to share with others. Right? In that case, we can reduce the stress and anxiety. Okay, next time, please don't come to the lecture like after the break. If I'm telling it's 20 minutes, try to maintain that time duration for the right. You can see me then, like others also giving instructed from the main lecture. That's the thing happening. Right? Okay. So then increase respect from others, enhance decision making, effective leadership skills, and great emotional regulation. Because like we are not hurting others, right? We are like actively listening to others, right? So based on all these things, automatically we regulate our emotions, right? So from this list also again that same logic. Write down the benefits of an assertiveness, and write down here altogether there are 8 points. Write down any 5. No need to write down all the 8 points. Write down any 5 points which you feel easy to recall. First read the list. Don't write down the first 5 points. First read. And once you read the list, you can realize, okay, these things will like come to my mind easily. Based on that rationality, write down any. Right? And like during the lecture, I'm making a note for you. Then you all no need to like go home and make a separate note for it. එනිසා මේ අත්තම කරන්න ඔබට අරගෙන කවුද කරන්න, right? 5 points. Can I move on to the next slide? Did you like IT, right? Right down. Can I have that table? So they are putting it there, so they are fine. Right, okay. So shall we move on to the next slide? Hope all of you have finished writing. Now we all have to do a small task, right? Here, so now listen to this. Here, in this table, you all can see the topic is in becoming an assertive person. So then you can see passive behavior is there, aggressive behavior is there. I know you all know what is aggressive behavior, right? But I'm not pretty sure whether you all have a clear idea about passive behavior. Is there anyone who has any idea about this passive behavior? I know aggressive behavior, nothing to explain. You all know that. That's why at the initial point of your life, when it comes to initial discussions, I have mentioned it, 3 behaviors: aggressive, passive, and the assertive. Right? Now assertive clear, aggressive clear. Right? What is this passive behavior? What do you think? What can be this passive? So I know now you are reading the characteristics. Passive, like passive person or a passive behavior in the sense that those people are not, again, something like more or less close to introvert, like yes, introverts, right? So they are keeping their opinions, arguments, ideas themselves. Okay, they are not openly expressing it. Passive people, they want to tell something to like others, but still they think that no need to tell it. I will keep it with me here. So they are just keeping it with them. Right? Passive behavior. They are not openly expressing their thoughts, these opinions, and the argument. Right? Here now you have to like draw a small table. Here you can see characteristics are there. Like we are comparing this. We are comparing the passive behavior, aggressive behavior based on some characteristics. Right? So there are like 5 characteristics. Based on those 5 characteristics, we are compare. Alright, okay. Passive people are like this, and the aggressive people are like this. Here now we all need to include another column called assertive person. Right? You all need to include another column assertive person, and you all need to mention according to your, now you all have a kind of a background knowledge. What is their communication style? What is their emotional expression? What is self-advocacy? Then respect for others and conflict resolution. Simply what you have to do is just draw a table with 3 columns. To 50, 51. Then there can be only 61 signatures. For table. Characteristics. Three-column table, four-column table. Then here passive, aggressive, so then here you can see there are 5 characteristics, and in the table itself you can find the characteristics related to passive behavior and the aggressive behavior. From your end, you all have to write down the assertive behavior today. So when it comes to the communication style, what is the communication style of an assertive person? Am I communicating? So when it comes to the emotional expression, what is the emotional expression? The way of emotional expression of an assertive person. Can I explain it again? We come to like this. For example, here, if we consider the characteristic of communication style, but if we consider passive behavior, they are like indirect and non-confrontational. If we consider the aggressive behavior, you can see they are really direct with it. Aggressive people, right? They are direct and confrontational. So now we all have to see, if the person is an assertive person, what would be the communication style? Direct or indirect? That way you all have to write down for all these 5 characteristics. Clear? I think you can quickly write down the characteristics of an assertive person. You all have to mention what is their communication style, how they express their emotions, regarding the self-advocacy, respect for others, conflict resolution. Here with the self-advocacy is something new. It's about like if you want to achieve something, just speaking with it. Won't write anything. So in this case, it's not like how smart you all are. The thing is today, so the instruction that received is like don't access the name, signatures, if you are writing in the papers to the thing is just tell you to get name, but in this. registration form chegar registration for activity Try to be. If you want to become a managerial person, what kind of a communication style that you need to maintain? As well as based on the thing that we have discussed so far, also you can come to some conclusion. So, if we consider the communication style, assertive behavior, what kind of a communication style we can expect from the assertive people? Direct communication plus the communication is clear for them. Direct and clear. Right? And as well as non-confrontational also. Not confrontational, it's non-confrontational also. You all can mention this. Direct, then clear, and not confrontational, non-confrontational. Then for the emotional expressions for them, you all can see for the passive behavior, suppress, like suppressed feelings, then part, aggressive behavior, intense, loud feelings, right? In the assertive people with like assertive behavior, we can consider it as self-regulated emotions. Emotions are controlled. They are showing the emotions, but with the control with it, based on the situation. And within brackets, write down to the maintaining high level of emotional intelligence. Within brackets, write down maintaining high level of emotional intelligence. Maintaining high levels of emotional intelligence. So they can control their emotions, manage their emotions, but they can understand others' emotions also. Then plus you can write down that their expressions are calm and quiet. Calm, but you will get confused if you are going to write down the quiet. In that case, write down calm. The expressions also calm. If they want to convey some message with it, they nicely convey it, like they are taking time and convey the message without becoming aggressive. Very calm manner they are telling what they want to tell. Right? So then, if we move on to self-advocacy, they have self-advocacy, but it's kind of a balanced one. Right? So there what we can do is not lack, even not, it's not high. Write down balanced self-advocacy. They know how to balance it according to the situation. high level කියන්නේ එයා දැන් අර කනට සමහර වෙලාවට ඒ අවශ්‍යත් නෙවෙයි එයා ඒත් හිතනවා කියන්නේ හරිය අර ඇග්‍රෙසිව් අය එහෙමනේ තමන්ට අවශ්‍ය දේ සමහර වෙලාවට ඒක ප්‍රියා නොවෙන්නත් පුළුවන් එනට ඒත් ඉල්ලනවා එයා පිටින් එයා පෙනී ඉන්නවා ඒක සමහරවිට අනවශ්‍ය වෙන්නේ පොඩි ලෝලෙවල් කියන්නේ දැන් ඇසිපයි තමන්ට අවශ්‍ය දේ ඉල්ලන්නේ නැහැ එයාගේ පිටින්ම තියන් ඉන්නවා ඒකට එයා ළඟා කරගෙන බෑ Right, okay. So then, respect for others. Definitely respect others. Right, respect others. And you are here, you can mention active listening plus consider others' point of views. Write on all these things. One thing that you all can directly mention is respect others. Then you all can mention active listening to others' point of views. Write down active listening to others' point of views. Active listening to others' point of views. They don't just disregard others' point of views. They like listen and try to analyze it. And like if there's something to take, they're taking. They do not like directly disregard. They accept. Yes, conflict resolution. They face conflicts with it. They don't avoid, right? And they don't escalate also with it, right? But what they do is they face conflicts and they resolve conflicts. Face conflicts, conflict plus they resolve it also. Not just avoid, not just escalate. They face and they resolve the conflict. This part is really important for them, right? After finish writing of those few characteristics, quickly finalize the answer. I don't have your attention. Right, okay. Last one, face conflicts and resolve the conflicts. They are giving a solution for the conflict. They don't like to avoid the conflict. Right, okay. So if you want to become a leader, So you all will have to improve this skill also. Assertiveness. So in order to be an assertive person, you all need to improve these characteristics, right? Okay. So now the next area that I want to share with you all is it's about emotional intelligence, right? So you all have to actively listen to me. Yes, thank you. So then here, I am telling this is important for you all are working, right? You all have different. I know, like, so you all have kind of a strong, how could I say, it's not a strong, you all are becoming stressful, right? So you all have to like adhere to the deadlines given by the companies, and you all have to adhere to the assignments deadlines and the examinations. I know as a student, plus as a working student, okay, it's really hard to manage this thing. You all are becoming stressed. So while you are making the thing, now you all are like really close to the exam. You just assume, right? You all are really close to the exam. And when it comes to the companies also, the places that you all are working also, they have given some immediate deadlines, and you all have to adhere to those deadlines also. Now you all are in a really stressful situation, right? So when you are like in this situation, just think, when you are like maintaining the relationships with the family members, sometimes, okay, this is also again depending on the personalities that you all have, right? Sometimes, when the family members are asking something from you, okay, so you all are getting aggressive, right? When you all are in a stressful situation, we are human beings, right? But just forget, our family members will accept these things. They can understand, right? So our situations and everything, they will accept. But when it comes to the work setting, okay, if you are going to show an aggressive mood for your boss or the superior or the supervisor or the manager, sometimes always they don't accept those things, right? So in that case, you all need to be really emotional. It's only one scenario that I want to show the importance of emotional intelligence, but you all need to control your emotions, right? If we consider this, the concept of emotional intelligence, this is kind of a contemporary management issue in the current management context also, but we are considering it as a contemporary concern or a contemporary issue, like if we consider this emotional intelligence. So simply, first I will explain what is this emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence is we have to control and we have to manage our own emotions. In order to control, in order to manage our own emotions, definitely we should aware our state of emotions. Right? Without having an idea about our emotional intelligence level or our emotions, then we cannot come up with specific set of strategies to control our emotions. That is the first thing that we need to do. So in order to become a high level of individual who has a high level of emotional intelligence, first you all need to aware about yourself. What is your emotional intelligence, or what is your state of emotions? Some are they are getting sad, right? So emotion, right? So in that case, first you need to understand your state of emotions. Then, if you have a clear idea about your state of emotions, then you can have your own strategies to control and manage your emotions. Right? That is required with it because it's subjective. Then, it's not only about you. Right? When you're working as a leader, when you're working as a manager, definitely you all need to understand your subordinates' emotions also. In order to understand others' emotions, again, you need to have a high level of emotional intelligence. Right? You need to understand, okay, this particular person is in this kind of a situation, so I have to accept his or her behavior. Emotional intelligence with it. So if a subordinate is behaving in a kind of aggressive manner, as a leader, sometimes we have to accept and we have to wait and when time comes, we need to explain very politely and calm manner. So just think whether you have like behaved in a correct manner in that particular situation. You all can explain in the appropriate situation, right? So please put it like in your work settings, like not in your work setting, as a like individual put it, please try to improve your emotional intelligence level. There are also particles that you can read in terms of emotional intelligence, how to improve the emotional intelligence, okay? So I'm going to discuss some few things. So in that way, like if you have time, there are some videos, more short, like short videos in YouTube, as well as there are lots of articles, even research. Right? There are a lot of research articles done on this particular area. Read video. As a reader, read is really important with it. Just forget readers as a human being. Okay? Like as a person who is interacting with human being, this area is really, really important. Right? So I will give 1 minute, just read this, right? It says emotional intelligence, often referred to as emotional continent (EQ), is the ability to underline this area, okay? Ability to recognize and understand as well as manage and influence emotions in his or herself and others. Not only his or herself, others also. AI has gained, in the sense emotional intelligence, has gained significant attention in both personal and professional context. That's why I have mentioned. Now we are considering this emotional intelligence as a contemporary concern in the field of management. So here, what you can do is write down emotional intelligence as a subtopic. Emotional intelligence is the OEI is the ability to identify, analyze, and manage own emotions, others' emotions. Others' emotions. It's a two-way. We need to control our emotions and we need to manage our emotions. Plus, we need to understand others' emotions also. Right? Then, here it's like explaining with the know your own state of emotions. Can you remember? That's the first point that I have mentioned. If you want to improve your emotional intelligence level, definitely you need to understand or you need to know your state of emotions. Right? So just think with like I will give 1 minute. Your work settings with you all have like maybe different types of managers, leaders. Now try to understand, analyze their emotional intelligence level with it. Some managers are there, they really can't. Okay, so just think there are two managers, right? So they both of them are in the field of finance, right? So they are senior managers, right? So you know their stress level is then would be same, right? So, but if we consider one manager, right, he or she is showing like some actions in very kind of aggressive manner, okay, when it comes to the deadline, he or she is shouting at their subordinates, okay. But personality-wise, he's a good person, right? Person-wise, personal qualities-wise, he's a good person. එමේ කැඩමුට අපිට නරක මිනිස්සෙක් කියන්න බෑනේ. එයාගේ ඒ වෙලාවට වෙන දේ, right? But as a person, he is really good person. but he don't know how to manage the situations with emotion. Right? Same time, there's another manager. Okay, every like just as if all the like situational factors are same, right? But he or she is handling the situation in very calm manner. The deadlines also same. The pressure from the senior level also same. But still, manage the things in very calm manner. So based on emotional intelligence, we cannot like categorize people as good or bad, right? So, but people may perceive aggressive people as sometimes as bad, right? But we cannot categorize with it. People as good or bad based on the emotions that they are expressing, right? In order to have a good picture among the followers and the subordinates, now you can understand you need to maintain good level of emotional intelligence. That is the requirement. That is why you need to give the attention for the emotional intelligence. Please practice this, right? Here you can see, in order to understand our own state of emotions, first we need to have a self-awareness, the ability to recognize and understand your own emotions. First, you need to understand your emotions. Then, self-regulated. Individuals can control impulsive feelings and behaviors, handle stress effectively. So, if we know our emotional levels and the emotional status, then we can regulate them. In order to regulate our emotions, we need to have some strategies. It's like it's personal. Like based on your personal characteristics, you need to think, okay. So usually when we are getting closer to the deadline, I'm becoming aggressive. You can understand. Then you need to have your own state, like your own strategies to avoid that. Right? You have to develop your own strategy. You know, and okay, when it's closer to the deadlines, you are getting aggressive. Right? Then from you need to think, like, okay, so I need to regulate this emotion and you need to take your own strategy with it. Online students, like I guess, you are like mic unmuted. If I move on to the platform, then it takes time. Okay, thank you. So, yes. So you need to have your own strategies today, and sometimes then you all may think that okay, so now it's getting closer to the deadlines, so I have to maintain some mindfulness things like meditation. You all have to think. Usually, but they just tell me, are they like asking questions? So this is for the online students. If you need to ask any question, just warmly welcome your questions.
As of now, fine, miss.
Okay, thank you for the response. Okay, thank you. Right. So this is for the online students. Even like if you need to clarify any single point, okay, no problem at all. You all can unmute your mic and raise your voice and take the clarifications. So the thing is with the like, if like you may feel that it will be a kind of a disturbance, don't think like that. If you need to ask anything, if you cannot hear properly, if you cannot find any single point, just unmute your mic and take the clarification from my end. Okay, right. So then yes, it's about this emotional intelligence and the self-regulated, and you all have to be motivated with it, right? That is there. If you don't have high emotional intelligence, you all need to show high level of motivation. If you all are demotivated with it, then okay, there can be some negative impact towards this emotional intelligence, right? Then empathy. You all need to understand others' feelings in order to become high level of emotional intelligence. An individual who has a high level of emotional intelligence, but definitely you all need to improve the empathy. You all need to understand others' feelings. Right? Without understanding others' feelings, it's very hard to understand the other's emotions. එතකොට emotional intelligence එක පැත්ත පොඩ්ඩක් අඩු වෙනවා. It's not balanced, right? Then social skills, definitely, in order to become an individual who has a good emotional intelligence level, you all need to maintain good relationships with your colleagues and the subordinates and the other same level employees, right? So from this bullet, what you can do is you all have written a definition or explanation for emotional intelligence. So then write down, in order to write down the sentence, in order to improve or enhance emotional intelligence, in order to enhance or improve emotional intelligence, put a comma. It is required to pay attention on an aspect. First point, improve the ability to, improve the first aspect that you need to consider. Improve the ability to recognize and understand own emotions. Within bracket, self-awareness. Self-awareness in relation to emotions. Within bracket, write down self-awareness in relation to emotion. Close the bracket. Second point. Emotions should be regulated. Emotions should be regulated via controlling, via or through controlling impulsive feelings. I don't know these things today. And behaviors handling stress effectively. And adapting to changing circumstances. Adapting to changing circumstances. Then should be motivated. The third point, should be motivated. Always should be motivated. Write down it as always should be motivated. Then write down fourth one. Understanding of Understanding of others' feelings. Understanding of others' feelings should be improved. Within brackets, empathy. Within brackets, empathy. Just the last one. Improve the social skills. Within brackets, put a write down. Interacting with subordinates, interacting with subordinates in a friendly manner. Yes. So then, with this, we will wind up the session for today. So then, we will continue the second part of this session next week. We will do some activities also. I have some scenarios also to share with you all. This is for the next line. Give me 1 minute, right? So then next week we will continue the same area being an assertive person. Plus we are going to do some activities, right? So yes, thank you very much and stay safe. Thank you.